Hello, my beautiful friends. How are you doing? I'm doing good. And today I'm going to talk really quickly about such sad thing as self-harm. It's not actually funny at all, but I somehow got inspired to talk about it today, so I decided to get it over with. Because self-harm is actually an issue that is very common in a lot of mental health problems, but especially in borderline personality disorder. So, as a part of my segment on borderline, I am going to do a video on self-harm and explain basically what it is, how to deal with it, and what are the reasons and the outcomes of it. So, the definition of self-harm is when a person deliberately hurts themselves to cope with an overwhelming emotion. So basically, self-injury doesn't equal suicide because self-harm is not meant to lead to death, but sometimes if people take it way too far, it actually can. So it is still very, very scary and it's very dangerous. And if you know somebody who is self-harming, please get them some help and take care of these people because they are obviously not all right. Ironically, although self-harm is very, very often triggered by feelings of shame, it is almost always followed by shame as well, because it is usually done in very private settings, and a lot of people cannot even know that a person is self-harming. So what acts are considered to be self-harm? So it is cutting, burning, banging head on the wall or any other parts of your body on the wall, then scratching yourself, biting yourself, and pulling your hair out. So basically anything that can cause injuries, like bleeding, pain, whatever. The ultimate goal is to feel pain, I guess. And the reasons why people do it can also vary, but usually it is, as I said, coping with some negative emotions that are too intense or too difficult. Sometimes when people feel really numb, they can just cut themselves in order to feel better, so to feel something at least. Then as a form of punishment, so as I said, sometimes it is triggered by feelings of intense shame, and so a person can just decide to punish themselves by cutting or doing any of the above mentioned things. Sometimes people do it in order to attract attention, but actually it doesn't happen that often, and it is very, very dangerous to accuse a person of self-harming because of attention seeking, because in 95% of situations people do not do it just for attention, and by accusing them of that you will only make them feel worse. So the last thing is kind of to ground yourself. So sometimes in borderline personality disorder especially, you feel like you are out of control, you are not in your body, or just you're blacking out and you don't understand what is going on around you. And so it is kind of like a grounding thing to feel something and to ground yourself with the pain that you're feeling to the real world, so that you come back to life, maybe, or whatever. So my experience with self-harm, I will shortly go through it because it's not really a very pleasant thing. I started doing it when I was 13 or 14, when I was still in school. So when I was a teenager, it's so funny, I don't know why I'm laughing. When I was a teenager, there was this emo culture. So I don't know if I would probably ever come to it myself or not, but because it was kind of all over the place, so I didn't do it for the fashion, but I knew that it is kind of a form of expressing your feelings or whatnot. So I did it. Yeah, I think I was around 14 when I did it for the first time. So I had this blades and I cut myself with them, and then a couple of times I just burned myself with an iron. I don't know why would I do that, and I was just like ironing, and then I'm like, I wonder what will happen if I just like burn myself, and it was really like mostly unconscious, so I didn't plan it, I didn't like do anything. Then once I cut myself really deeply on the hand, and I still have some scars from then. So I kind of was scared maybe, and I realized that I don't really want to die because you can actually lose enough blood to like die, and I decided that it needs to stop. So I stopped it consciously at the age of around 15, and then last year when I was 22 to 23, I started doing it again because I had a mental breakdown and it was really intense, and I realized this feeling of like wanting to do it to yourself, and I fought it for like a couple of weeks, but it was just like too much to handle, so I gave in, and I stopped doing it for even more than 4 months ago, like for good. And I would not probably be able to just stop myself without the help of my therapist. So if you are self-harming, or if you know somebody who is self-harming, please go and find help, because it is very important. And like pay attention. I mean, even if people are doing it in order to like attract attention, it means that they are suffering inside enough to, take a knife and like cut themselves open, whatever. Like, just, don't judge. They are probably hurting a lot, trust me. So now on a more positive note, I guess, how to deal with it. If someone you know is doing it, or if you're doing it, then first of all, as I said, please go and see a specialist, like get some help, and there is no shame in that. It's way better than like having scars for the rest of your life, and like trust me, it's not good, it's not healthy. Just with a specialist, you're going to learn healthy coping techniques in order to like learn how to deal with your emotions in a healthy way, and you will not need it anymore eventually, and you will understand what triggers you, and you can do it like on your own, or at least think about it, like think about what triggers you and what situations are leading to your self-harm, and then try to like work through the feelings that lead to it, and maybe it will help. Then some of things that helped me personally, and I think that I learned them from dialectical behavioral therapy, are that if you want to self-harm, then there's several options that you can do instead in order to prevent like actual self-harm. So the first option is to like have a red pen or a red marker and like paint on your skin. Like if you want to cut, don't grab a knife, just grab a pen and like draw red lines on your skin where you would normally cut, so that it gives you a sensation of like what you usually see when it happens. And then if you want to feel something, like if you want to feel pain or whatever, you can take an ice cube and hold it like next to your skin for some time, and it will like bring you, ground you, and like just you will feel something, but it will not leave scars, and it's not dangerous for you. Then another thing is to do the opposite. So when you want to self-harm, go and put some lotion on your skin, or like go brush your teeth, or like comb your hair, I don't know, put on makeup, do something good for yourself instead, and remind yourself that you do not deserve to be hurt by, like, honestly, the only person that you will ever have like always with you. So as I said like a million times before, just be your own friend, and remember that if you will not stand up for yourself, then like who will? Like you should not make life worse for yourself, and you should not injure yourself, because it's just useless and and destructive. So another thing is that people who self-harm are not necessarily suicidal, but they are way more likely to commit suicide, like in the future or just in general. So as I said, it is a very serious issue that needs to be taken care of. So thank you very, very much for watching my video, and I will try to make more positive ones in the future. I hope that you have a lovely day, and I love you very much. Bye.